What's good, everybody? Welcome back. Whether you're still looking at videos about the newest update or you're jumping back into the game because of it, these are the important things that you need to know about Update 48 of Bloons TD6. Leave a comment down below with your favorite additions or changes and what you're looking forward to most. Let's get it going. First things first, there's a brand new map called Spa Pits that I just know we are all stoked for. This one is really interesting, I think, because it's a beginner map, but it's also an insane extreme map at the same time. I say this because there's a little secret to this map, and the way you trigger it is by tapping a couple of these rocks along the perimeter in order. It's kind of similar to that one Candyland map or whatever, where you can click all the Oompa Loompa things in order to unlock an achievement. So you start with this bottom left one, and you go bottom right, top middle, and then back to the bottom right. And then once you get this pop-up here, it says make map heaps harder. You can click yes, and then it'll change all of these pits to the infamous tar path. Change all of these into the infamous tar pits that we know from previous BTD6 games. Now, the difference with this tar pits is that all 5 of these exits turn into entrances as well. So you're essentially defending 5 tracks at the same time. And with that, you can't place any towers inside of each of these individual tar pits. As you can see, we'll do some land towers. We'll do a water tower. Can't do anything in there. It's all from the land around it and the water right in the middle. And so looking at this, I mean, you can't place any of those towers where you want to, really. And so I think we can all agree that this is even harder than those hardest expert maps that we currently have access to in BTD6. Let's take a look at what this looks like. Let's do just a bunch of ceramics. See, all these go right through. All around the different sides. And so, just for fun, we'll set round 76. See, almost impossible to defend. Can't even do it with most likely an Energizer. I'll try it again. Oh, it's close. You can see, really fun there, guys. Now, the long-awaited Spike Paragon, called the Mega Massive Munitions Factory. This Spike Paragon costs $800,000 and is probably one of the strongest, if not the strongest, Paragon in Bloons TD6, in my opinion. Now, the Spike Paragon actually does come with permanent spikes whenever you buy it, and the entire track is covered in them. The main attack drops very strong super mines, and it also comes with 2 abilities. The first one is like an overclock, which when triggered makes the Spike Paragon drop spikes a lot faster. Now this ability has a very short cooldown. Now the second ability does an insane amount of damage by launching powerful landmines all across the track. However, it can destroy a fortified bad with ease, as you can see here. Now I'll briefly cover this, but in the shop we have a brand new Adora skin called the She-Ra skin. And this is actually a pack as well. And it's actually just a bundle, which is a reference to the crossover with the Masters of the Universe. It gives you a couple things. If you don't have Adora unlocked, it's going to give you Adora. It's going to give you the new Adora skin. It's going to give you 30 new powers, which are brand new powers just added into the game, a new banner, and a new avatar, and a couple Super Monkey Insta Monkeys too. Now, I don't have a code myself, but if you guys are planning to get yourself anything new or old in the shop, make sure to support your favorite creator. Now on to Rogue Legends, which I am the most excited for. We have a video coming out this Saturday, so make sure to keep an eye out for that. But if these are the first time you are seeing these changes, there's a brand new XP shop in the main menu, which consists of permanent upgrades for your campaigns. And so you can get multiple things that cost marshmallows, which is kind of funny. I don't know why that was a thing, but so you can get some super cool things like extra starting cash and lives. You can get discounts on all your towers that you're buying. We'll just kind of scroll through these once again. You can get just like increase your legendary artifact chances. You can make the final boss a little bit easier by reducing its health. You can bring more artifacts into your runs. You can increase your party size by 5 and so much more. I won't go through all of these. Now the entire DLC of Rogue Legends has actually been reworked a little bit. So you guys might notice also some new balloon encounters as we get going here. We're actually midway into a Chimps mode run. We're on, I think, stage 15 now. So we have a lot of marshmallows going up. We don't have any in that previous shop because we haven't lost yet. But I want to show you guys some of these new encounters. Like we have like a disappearing red balloon, I believe. Yeah, so kind of like right here, a little bit of like a phase looking thing. There are white balloons. Try to find those. If we have any on this one, that's when popped, they make your balloon or make your towers stunned after they explode, and it'll slow your towers down too. This will make the balloons spawn a little bit denser. It's the one, all the packed red balloons. There's also like a Moab, a BFB, a Oh My God. I don't know if we have all of these on here as well. So there's Oh My God. We have like a mix of purples and white, clusters of all those guys. There's also, I guess really quick, the BFB, the Oh My God, and the Moab. They just kind of speed up the balloons. They make the starting level and the ending level increase by either 5 or 10. And so that's a little bit of an interesting change there. Didn't really affect me in a previous run, or in like stage 14, I believe. We have a couple that speed up balloons just naturally. We have the regrows, we have purples, we have pink encounters that also speed up balloons, make them harder to hit, things like that. So a lot of cool things there. Now to continue, they've added a lot of stuff to the artifact section of the game. They have added new artifacts, they've reworked the old ones, they've added some other ones that have been like the in-game ones too. So you see I just have a couple kind of starting from this one and on. I try to get as many new ones as possible. Primary monkeys attack 20% faster when set to close. I kind of like that. We have just the one you get naturally again in-game. Support monkeys deal 20% more damage and 14% reduced shot spread. Same with military. This one's kind of funky. For heroes and military, or for heroes and monkeys up to tier 5, projectile speed is reduced 95%, but quantum tech sends most projectiles to their target instantly. I haven't seen too much of a big change with this. It kind of seems like the same as the attack speed, to be honest. I got it. Just wanted to try it out. Like how it says, results may vary. Don't know what that means, to be honest with you guys. We have the quickening, we have the pierce, the inspiration, things like that. A couple other ones. These last three. Projectile lifespan increases 20%. And will bounce off map borders, kind of similar to that attack shooter one. We have magic monkey pierce increased 50%. And in this case, since we have Dread Balloon, everything is increased 50%. And their projectiles are pulled into orbit around the monkey. Very interesting one. We just beat Phase on stage 14 with this. It was really weird. They were just, obviously what you would think of. They're just circling the entire tower. So instead of shooting all the way, which kind of defeats the purpose of a lot of, projectiles, I feel like. And I didn't see like a huge damage increase either. So we might get rid of that one. Might be a little bit better at the legendary stage 2. And also, if you're playing the Buccaneer, this one's really, really good, I think, for early game. Crow's Nest Buccaneer's range reduced. This might be reduced to 0%. I don't know, because we're not playing it. Hopefully not. But, well, it doesn't make sense, because I guess it'll be in the radius still. So reduce 0%. I don't know why it needs to say that. But it grants camo detection to monkeys inside the radius. And it also adds a Buccaneer to your party. So a lot of cool new changes there. But again, you can purchase a lot of these too in the XP shop at the beginning. And then for even more specific changes, we went through a lot of these new changes in my latest video coming up on Saturday for you guys. So make sure to check that out. It's going to be 10 p.m. to 10 a.m. Pacific time, excuse me. And then the gameplay just goes through all these additions. It'll be on stage 14 for you guys. Make sure to check that out. Now I'll take my camera away again for you guys, just to introduce a couple of these new additions of what I think are the biggest changes for the monkeys themselves. The boomerang kind of boils down to just a couple small things, I would say. There's a lot here in the patch notes, but I think the more glaives, a little bit cheaper, has a little bit less pierce. When it comes to the glaive lord, they're trying to shift power away from the main attack and shift it more into the orbiting attack. For example, the main attack is now going to have less damage overall to ceramic balloons, but the orbiting glaives are going to do a little bit more damage, and they're going to orbit a little bit faster. Overall, it looks like a slight nerf to the boomer. Some minor changes happening to the bottom path ice, where the cryo cannon's damage is getting reduced from 2 to 1. The icicle's damage is exactly the same, but the shard damage from the icicles goes from 2 to 3. So they're trying to bump this tower up the rankings a little bit, I think. Well, on that similar note, the Arctic Wind is now a little bit cheaper. It goes from 2.8 to 2.5. You get some of that price back in the 4th tier. And this next one is a cool change, I think. In the last update, they added this 20% passive Moab slow onto the absolute 0, and they're now increasing it to 30%. Again, trying to have more people use this strategy, I think. Now, I actually tried this next one out in a real game. It did kind of well. I still like this. I still like the old version, I would say. But the Bloons Solver now does a little bit less damage to Moabs. It goes from 5 to 4. And I saw a pretty big difference, actually. It seemed like it was slowing down the Moabs a little bit less, and it wasn't popping them as quickly. But along that same line again, the more important change is the 240 Glue Strike, which now when cross-path with the top, increases the extra damage the Bloons take from 2 to 3. That's a very interesting change in my opinion. Now you guys know the Hydra Rocket Pod's projectiles explode on contact, and this explosion damage is now getting increased from 1 to 2. Now I actually use this tower a lot. I think it's kind of fun. So I'm pretty excited about a 100% increase in damage. And then look at this, guys. The Ray of Doom is now getting its damage increased from 25 to 30. And the best part about it is it's a 20% extra damage increase for 0 extra cost. Pretty nice. And I want to quickly mention the wizard change too, by the way, which is the base price of the wizard getting reduced from 325 to 250 in the higher rounds, kind of like hard and chimps mode. Now, not a lot, of course, but these savings are actually getting added back into the top path upgrades. But the coolest part of this change is that on chimps mode, and actually on the more difficult maps now, you get a lot more versatility in the way that you can start them. A lot of other changes too in the patch notes as well. This next one is actually such a cool niche and a small change, but I actually have this in my Rogue Legends loadout that you guys will see in that video coming out on Saturday. So you guys know that the primary mentoring and the primary expertise give cooldown reductions to all primary towers. Those numbers are getting increased from 15% or to 15% for the 4th tier and 25% for the tier 5. And I saw a pretty good change in my gameplay on Saturday there. And to wrap it up, of course we have to introduce the changes to the Beast Handler with the meme that he is. Now go try this out for yourselves, but the RBE cap got moved from 500k to 1 million, which essentially means that if you buy the Megalodon, the upper limit on what the HP of the balloon that it can one-shot has now been increased. To put that more concisely, a quick example of that is it can now one-shot a round 207 bad compared to what it was before, like round 170 or 172. Now I have this guy on my next Rogue Legends video too, and it is hilarious. He kind of legs up the game though, so we use him just like once or twice. So with that being said, guys, those were the most important updates that I wanted to share with you from Update 48. Of course, I left out some of the smaller ones that you probably saw on screen, and a lot of other monkeys too that I didn't even share, so I'm going to link the patch notes down below in the description if you want to check everything out there. Also, quick side note, don't pay attention to my monkey money up there. I promise I spent it wisely. I know I don't have a lot. But to wrap it up, if you guys want to check out my gameplay for this update, be sure to check that out this Saturday. We covered a lot of new tiles, and although there are plenty more things out there to cover, I hope you all can pick out some great things to make your gameplay more fun. But without further ado, that's going to be it for this one, guys. Subscribe for more great content like this, and leave a comment down below with your favorite additions or changes. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.